Hello. Today we are going to discuss about I'm 94 and live alone. These 5 morning habits keep me healthier than people half my age. Before we dive into the details, I would love it if you could take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us post more useful content that can truly make a difference in your life and the lives of those you love. Now, in this video, you're going to learn about the 5 powerful morning habits that have kept me not only living independently at 94 years old, but healthier, stronger, and more mentally sharp than many people half my age. I do my own cooking, I sweep my porch, I tend to my garden, and I live with a sense of calm and purpose. There's no secret pill, no expensive treatment, no miracle formula. Just 5 simple habits done every morning that anyone, yes, even you, can start doing today to transform how you feel. Let me begin with a story because this journey didn't start when I was 94. It started decades ago when I was in my mid-70s and started noticing that mornings were becoming more difficult. I would wake up feeling stiff, foggy, and drained before the day had even begun. Doctor said it was just part of aging, but I didn't accept that. Deep inside, I believed there had to be a better way to feel in control of my body and mind. And I was right. That belief led me to try small changes, nothing big, just things I could do at home. Over time, those small changes added up to habits. And those habits build a foundation that I still rely on every day. What you're going to hear today are not theories. They're lived experiences, tested by time, and backed by both science and simple logic. Let's start with the first habit. This one changed how I wake up every single morning. It's drinking 1 full glass of water, 16 ounces, with a pinch of natural sea salt. That might sound simple, and maybe even too simple to matter, but it's not. This one step resets my body before anything else. Think about it. You go 7 to 9 hours without drinking a single drop of water while you sleep. That means you wake up already dehydrated. Your muscles, joints, and brain are all starting the day on empty. For years, I would wake up and reach for a cup of coffee, thinking it would perk me up. But what I didn't know is that coffee was dehydrating me even more. It was adding fuel to the fatigue, not solving it. When I was about 75, I started getting headaches in the morning and my hands felt swollen. I get dizzy when I stood up from bed. I thought it was just age creeping in. But then I read a study that said seniors can lose up to a liter of water overnight just through breathing and skin evaporation. That's 4 cups of water lost while you sleep. And most people start their day with coffee, which is a diuretic. So you're losing even more. That study opened my eyes. I decided to do an experiment. Every night before bed, I'd pour a glass of room temperature water. I'd add a pinch of natural sea salt, not table salt, not flavored salt, just the kind you find in nature, rich in minerals. I'd set the glass on my nightstand. Then when I woke up before coffee, before breakfast, before even brushing my teeth, I'd drink that entire glass. Within a few days, I noticed a shift. My fingers weren't as stiff. My knees didn't ache when I stood up. I felt more alert by the time I made it to the kitchen. My mind felt clear, like a fog had lifted. That glass of water became the first moment of self-respect I gave my body every morning. It's now a non-negotiable part of my day. And I'm not the only one it helped. My friend Mary Lou started doing it too. She used to struggle with balance in the mornings and had to hold on to walls when she got out of bed. Within a week of adding the morning water habit, she called me and said, "I stood up this morning without grabbing the dresser. First time in years." It's simple, it's powerful, and you can start tonight. Just fill your glass, add the salt, and make it the first thing you give your body in the morning. Now let's talk about the second habit. And this one is as old as time itself, sunlight. Yes, letting light into your eyes first thing in the morning. I don't mean turning on the lamp or opening your phone screen. I mean real sunlight, the kind that touches your skin, that lights up the trees, that tells your body the day has begun. You see, your body runs on a natural rhythm called the circadian clock. It controls your sleep, your hormones, your digestion, your energy, and even your mood. But here's the thing, your clock doesn't reset itself automatically. It needs a cue. And that cue is natural light hitting your eyes that in my early 70s, I started feeling off. I go to bed early, sleep for 8 hours, and still wake up tired. I'd sit on the couch with a cup of tea and feel like the day never really started. One morning, my granddaughter asked me, "Grandma, why don't you sit on the porch anymore?" That question stuck with me. I used to love that time. Just me, the quiet, the birds, and the rising sun. I had let that ritual slip away. So the next morning, I opened the door and stepped outside. I sat quietly on the porch for just 10 minutes. No sunglasses, no distractions. Just light in my eyes and fresh air in my lungs. That one moment changed everything. I felt more awake before breakfast than I had in months. My mood lifted. I stopped dragging through the day. And that night, for the first time in years, I fell asleep without tossing and turning. The light did something deeper than just brighten my morning. It reset my inner clock. And now I do it every day. Rain or shine, I open the door, step out, and let the light find me. My friend Dolores, who struggled with sleep for years, tried it too. And in less than a week, she called me and said, "I slept through the whole night, and I didn't take anything. Just the sun." You don't need to exercise in the morning or take a cold shower. Just step outside. Now let's move on to the third habit been waiting for. And if you're still with me, this is where things start getting exciting, because this is the one that keeps my mind sharper than it was at 60. It only takes a few minutes, but it has changed how I think, how I remember, and even how I speak. You see, after I turned 80, I noticed little slips. I would walk into a room and forget why. I'd see someone at the market and struggle to recall their name, even though I knew them for years. It scared me, and I know I'm not alone. Many women my age start to feel like their brain is slowing down. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't just fade because of age. It fades from lack of use, but not just any use. Purposeful, loving attention first thing in the morning when your brain is in its most receptive state. Scientists call it the plastic window. Right after you wake up, your brain is more open to growth, repair, and connection. If you use those first few moments wisely, you can strengthen your memory, your clarity, and even guard against future decline. I created what I call the morning mind tune-up. Just 4 minutes. That's all it takes. In the first minute, I solve a simple math problem. Nothing complicated, just enough to wake up my logical brain. It might be 27 plus 18 or 45 divided by 5. I write it down on a notepad. In the second minute, I recall a rich memory. I close my eyes and try to see a moment from my past in full color. It might be my wedding day, my son's first bike ride, or the way my grandmother's kitchen smelled. The third minute, I learn 4 new words, sometimes from a book, a dictionary, or even a magazine. I speak them out loud and try to use one in a sentence. This keeps my language center alive. And in the last minute, I visualize my day. I see myself making breakfast, watering my plants, calling a friend. I walk through the morning in my mind with joy, clarity, and purpose that I tease sounds simple. But this ritual has changed how I experience each day. My conversations are more fluid. My memory feels secure. My sense of control has returned. My friend Irene, she's 90 and used to panic about forgetting her neighbor's name or misplacing her keys. I told her to try my tune-up. Within a few days, she called me and said, "It's like my brain finally woke up again." And the best part? You don't need a phone, a timer, or any app. Just a notebook, a pen, and a willingness to care for your mind like it matters. Because it does. So tomorrow morning, before you read the news or scroll your phone, take those 4 sacred minutes. That's all it takes to remind your brain that it's still growing, still learning, Still alive? Then let's go to the fourth habit. This one is for your body, but it starts from the inside out. It's movement, but not just any movement. It's the kind that respects your age and your biology. When I was younger, I thought movement meant stretching like the women on TV did in their exercise tapes. Twisting my back, reaching for my toes, holding poses that made me wince. But after I turned 80, that kind of stretching left me in more pain. My back started acting up. My balance became shaky. I even had a little fall in the kitchen one morning that scared me more than I'll admit. That's when I saw a physical therapist who told me something that changed everything. She said, "Your body still needs movement, but now it needs smarter movement, gentler movement, movement that wakes up the nervous system and blood flow without injury." That's when I created what I now call my inside-out mobility sequence. It's 7 minutes. No floor work, no heavy lifting, no fancy routines. Just gentle movements that lubricate the joints, activate the muscles, and restore balance. I start with shoulder circles, sitting in a chair, arms by my sides, and slowly moving them forward for 15 seconds, then backward. This warms up the upper body. Then I do seated marching, lifting one knee, then the other like a slow march in place. It brings life to my hips and gets my blood moving. Next, I stand in a doorway and gently lean forward with my hands on each side. It stretches out my chest, reverses the hunched shoulders we all get from years of cooking, folding laundry, reading. After that, I do light squats while holding onto the kitchen counter, just enough to wake up the thighs and glutes. Finally, I sit back down and circle my ankles, one foot at a time, both directions. This helps with balance, especially for stepping over things or walking on uneven ground. These small, loving movements brought my independence back. No more pain when I climb the porch steps. No more fear when I reach for something in the pantry. My friend Barbara, who used a walker in the mornings, started this routine. Within 3 weeks, she no longer needed it just to get from the bedroom to the kitchen. She said, "I feel alive again. Like my body remembers how to move." That's what this habit is all about. Reminding your body that it still knows how to move. It just needs a little help waking up gently. And now we come to the fifth habit. This one changed the way I think about food forever. It's about feeding your strength, not your habit. For most of my life, breakfast was toast, fruit, maybe some jam or tea. Light and quick. But around my 70s, I started noticing something. By 10 a.m., I was exhausted. My muscles felt weak, and I couldn't carry things like I used to. I thought maybe I needed more rest or a nap. But the truth was I was starving my muscles. You see, after 60, your body becomes resistant to muscle growth. It's called anabolic resistance. And it means that even if you eat enough, your body doesn't use that fuel the way it used to, unless you give it the right kind of food at the right time. That time is breakfast. That a study from Tufts University showed that seniors who ate 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein in their first meal of the day had better strength, better balance, and more energy throughout the day than those who didn't. So I changed my breakfast. I started eating 2 eggs, a half cup of cottage cheese, and sometimes Greek yogurt with a little protein powder. If I'm in the mood for something warm, I'll have a small bowl of oatmeal with chopped nuts and seeds for added protein. And when I want something quick, I blend a smoothie with almond milk, whey protein, and berries. It's not about eating more. It's about eating smart. Eating to protect the strength I still have and build more if I can. My friend Gladys. She's 89 and used to skip breakfast entirely. After learning this, she added 2 boiled eggs and a slice of avocado toast her mornings. Within a month, she said, "I can carry my grocery bags again. I feel like I have real strength back." And remember, this breakfast only works if you move first. That's why I always do my mobility routine before I eat. Because when you get the blood flowing, your muscles are more responsive to the protein. Move first, then fuel. That's the rhythm that keeps you strong, upright, and confident. So there you have it. 5 small habits. Water to hydrate, light to reset, mind work to sharpen, movement to energize, and protein to sustain. This is not a program or a miracle. It's a way of loving your body every morning. And the truth is, it's never too late to begin. I'm 94 and I still live alone. I write, I cook, I laugh with my great-grandchildren, and I wake up every day grateful that I can move and think and feel joy in my bones. And I believe with all my heart that you can too. Start with one habit. Pick the one that speaks to you most. Give it a week. See what changes. Then add another. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body responds when you start listening to what it truly needs. You're not too old. You're not too late. Your life is not behind you. It is still here, waiting to be lived with energy, grace, and strength. You just have to start with your morning. And now, since we've gone through the 5 core habits, let's talk about something many people overlook. How these habits begin to work together like a symphony inside your body. You see, it's not just about drinking water or sitting in the sunlight or eating protein. It's about how these actions begin to harmonize, support each other, and transform your entire day from the inside out. Let me show you what I mean. When you wake up and drink that glass of water with just a pinch of sea salt, you're not just quenching thirst. You're waking up every cell in your body, telling it it's time to come alive. And then, when you take in natural light soon after, your body understands the rhythm of the day. Your hormones adjust, your brain chemistry begins to balance, and suddenly your energy begins to match the rising sun. And once your mind is engaged with that 4-minute mental tune-up, it's as if your entire nervous system gets a reboot. You're not dragging through your morning anymore. You're leading it with intention. Then you move. Slowly, gently, purposefully. The joints warm up, the circulation gets flowing, and even your posture begins to lift. You feel upright, not only in body, but in spirit. And when you finally nourish yourself with the right kind of breakfast, rich in protein and designed to support your muscles, it all comes together like a dance your body remembers from long ago. That is the beauty of this simple practice. It's not about overhauling your life. It's about stacking small wins, one on top of the other, until your mornings feel like a source of power instead of struggle. I remember when I first began putting these steps together. The change was not dramatic in one day, but on the 3rd day, I noticed I didn't need to lean on the counter while making breakfast. On the 5th day, I realized I hadn't taken an afternoon nap. Not because I was forcing myself, but because I genuinely didn't feel tired. And by the end of the 1st month, I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, there she is. That strong, clear-eyed woman is still here. That was a turning point for me, and I want it to be one for you too. You may be wondering, is it too late to start if I'm already dealing with health issues or limited mobility? Absolutely not. I've seen women in their late 80s, even 90s, make small changes. Maybe they start with just the water or the light and still feel a huge difference. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to begin. Pick one habit and commit to it for 7 days. Then check in with yourself. Are you feeling a little more awake? A little less stiff? Has your mood lifted, even just a little? That's your body saying, thank you. Let's keep going. Now here's something I want every woman listening to know. These habits are not just about physical health. They are acts of self-respect. When you start your morning with intention, you are saying to yourself, I am worthy of care. I am not invisible. I still matter. That shift in mindset alone can add years of joy to your life. Because when you feel strong, when you feel alert, you re-engage with the world. You call your friends. You go outside. You laugh more. You find little moments of pleasure in the everyday things. The smell of your coffee, the birds outside your window, the way your legs feel steady under you as you walk across the room, that I know many women watching this might feel isolated. Maybe you live alone like I do. Maybe your family lives far away. Maybe you've been told that aging means fading. But I am here as living proof that aging can also mean rising. Rising into wisdom, into clarity, into quiet strength that no one can take from you. These 5 morning habits are just the beginning. They're the doorway into a new way of living each day. Not in fear, not in fatigue, but in fullness. And now that you know the habits, let me tell you how to make them stick. Because knowing is one thing, doing is another. The secret is creating a morning rhythm that feels beautiful. Lay your clothes out the night before. Prepare your glass of water and set it on your bedside table. Place a chair near a sunny window or your porch so it invites you to sit. Keep a little notebook in the kitchen where you write your morning brain tune-up. And pre-plan your breakfast options so you're never wondering what to eat. Make your mornings feel sacred, like a ceremony of wellness created just for you. That way, you look forward to them. You don't feel burdened by another list of tasks. You feel honored by the time you've carved out just for you. One last thing I'll share is that these habits don't just change your body, they change how people see you. Since I've started living this way, I've had neighbors ask, "How are you always smiling in the morning?" Strangers say, "I hope I have your energy when I'm older." My great-granddaughter once told me, "Grandma, you're like a sunrise, you just glow." And that's how I feel inside too, glowing with purpose, glowing with strength, glowing with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing I am still writing the story of my life, one morning at a time. So to you, my dear listener, know this: you are not broken. You're not behind. You're not finished. There is still so much good ahead. All it takes is a decision, a simple promise to yourself that you'll start tomorrow differently, not with a rush, not with resistance, but with reverence. Because the way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message touched your heart, consider sharing it with a friend, a neighbor, or someone you care about. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss what I'll be sharing next. My evening routine that helps me fall asleep without any medication. Until then, take care of yourself like someone you love. Because you are.